Welcome to Goom and Dloom. I'll get that right at some point. It's just really,
the last one.
really hard. Yeah. Our podcast going over the results of the March Madness podcast from Spanish Love Songs. Again, I'm Brian. We have Andrew with us. We have Lindsay, and we have the very, very sad Crispy with us today. So yeah, we're just gonna go over the basic results. There's not a whole lot to go over, but there's I think the final eight or final five. The final five is kind of interesting, and there were some really interesting results. There's just one in the losers bracket something. So we're just going to go over that kind of stuff, just let y'all know the preview. But yeah, we're going to start, as we always do, in the West Coast. And the first matchup was Jack's Mannequin versus Say Anything, California, West Coast, which Jack's Mannequin versus Say Anything. And for Say Anything, it was the rising South and the losing West. Jack's Mannequin won.
What Jack's McMannequin is.
Jack's McMannequin. That was one of my favorite moments of the.
It was very cute. Now it's always going to be that in my head. I never listened to Jack's Mannequin, but I listened to Something Corporate. But I like that song. It's a good song, and I have my hatred of the singing on that Say Anything song. Say Anything song was like widely noted. So,
I'm just still shocked that it got this far. Like,
I was happy about that result.
Just making the Elite Eight was just shocking because
Say Anything or
Jack's. I thought.
Okay, interesting.
I thought I do agree that it was underseeded, but beating AFI, that was a huge upset, and I even thought it might lose to Something Corporate just because Something Corporate had such a nostalgia factor to it. Whereas this, I know Jack's does too, but Something Corporate was the emo night punk band of the two of those. So I'm just shocked in how well it did. And I'm very happy because the song's very good. He's a brilliant writer, and he's significant. And Jack's Mannequin is significantly better than anything he did in Something Corporate. So that's my opinion. I said it before. But yeah, and then that Rising South song was nowhere near as good as the Jack's Mannequin song, which was, I have it up here somewhere. The Jack's Mannequin, mixtape. I'll try to have a joke about that later. So in the next matchup, we had Thrice versus Finch. Oh, sorry. Do you have anything? No, Andrew, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I had never listened to Jack's Mannequin other than that song, but I had actually heard that song prior to the bracket, like years and years ago. I'd listened to it and I'd forgotten about it until now. But
no, I went through a Jack's phase probably 10 years ago when I was trying to write or get together, ironically enough, a mixtape for an ex-girlfriend. And was just going through Jack's Mannequin songs because I knew that he wrote pretty music, and I can't remember which song I went with, but there's a lot of songs that you could work with in that. So yeah, next one, Thrice versus Finch, which 18-year-old of me would have been torn up inside about this. 30-year-old me is like, yeah, Finch is fine, but they haven't aged super well. I know that's not Eric's opinion. So yeah, Thrice versus Finch. Finch knows what it is.
I actually do rather agree with that opinion, but yeah, I just don't like Thrice at all.
Thrice versus Finch. Finch knows what it is to burn out in the Sweet 16. Thrice moves on. So yeah, no, it just I love Thrice.
I honestly, so I never listened to Thrice. I can guarantee that I never heard a Thrice song before. But I really like this song.
Very good.
The thing that I think about it is I think it actually sounds the closest to the Spanish love songs, of the songs that remain. So I was thinking it might be interesting to have something different because I would if they were just going to straight cover it, I don't think it would be that different. I don't know.
Sorry about the interruptions, but I would almost argue Taking Back Sunday is a little bit more similar, but that would be my opinion.
Okay.
But they're both pretty close to Spanish love songs, and yeah, this song is great. Well done. I don't know. I thought there were other choices that would have been better, but I'm not going to get into. We're not going into that because it's still a great choice, and Bryce is fantastic, and I'm very happy that they made it to the Elite Eight because we haven't figured out who made it past. Andrew, any words?
I like Bryce. They're good.
Okay.
I was gonna say we can slow down a little bit because we only have 16 songs to talk about. So
I'm sorry. I'm just a fast talker in general. That's
Brian gets very hype.
I get very excited about everything. I would say there was a tweet going on. So it's the most embarrassing way you injured yourself. I think it was Oklahoma State and oh God, I can't remember who the other team was, but whoever's playing Oklahoma State, one of the two teams, I hit a game-winning jump shot, and I just got so excited that I started jumping around, and I fell into my dog's kennel, and it went about half an inch into my back. I still have a scar from it. So it wasn't even a team I supported. I don't care who wins that game. I was just really excited. It wasn't even like, yeah, so yeah.
It's like a too hype injury.
Yeah, I get that way regardless of what's going on. Yeah, I people get over or people see me and I'm excited about life and also very sad about life. There's no in between me. No, but yeah. Okay. Thrice is one of the most important bands. Just in general, people seem to forget how important they were to the development of post-hardcore and guitar punk and that kind of stuff. And its development. I mean, you obviously have No Use for Name and Propagandhi and a couple other bands, but Thrice is definitely up there with those bands and their complex and metal style riffs be mixed in with that from this era.
I think we said that the Jack's Mannequin song was underseated, and I agree. I think it was, but I also think this Thrice one was perfectly seated in this region, and it kind of shows how strong of a song it was, to begin with, to how far it advanced.
So and then since we're talking about both those, we'll go back to the final, the Elite Eight matchup. Much like mixtapes, Andrew McMahon, you are no longer relevant. Thrice moves on.
I just the head shake.
Which is not true. I just thought it was a fantastic pun. I was having trouble with one, so I decided to go harsh. But this was the obvious choice when it came to not like which song is better, but what people are going to choose. This is the one that I actually kind of struggled with. Actually, I didn't get to vote in this round, so you can't blame this on me, Crispy. I didn't bring that up. They said we had a full day, and for me, a full day is 12 a to 12 p West Coast time. This ended at 12 p.m. East Coast time.
East Coast, East Coast.
They didn't put East Coast in the message. They took my voice away. Actually, they didn't. I didn't even think about it. If I would have thought about it being East Coast time, I would have been there. It's actually my fault, but I'm still blaming them. It's 100% their fault on things that didn't really matter because my vote wouldn't have mattered anyways.
I was gonna say, I think that Jess specifically looked at those matchups and was like,
if it was one vote, they may have actually messaged me and said, who was I going to vote for?
Wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah. If it would have made a difference, they might have been like, yeah, these are separated by one vote. Please, especially if one was tied, they might have been like, one's tied, change the tie. But yeah, that wasn't their fault. I
think Dylan just would have picked which one he likes better. Let's be real. They're not going to message Brian.
I feel like, I think he felt a little bit bad because Dylan feels bad about that kind of stuff. So. In all reality, it was my fault, and it's not. And I'm not upset about it because who cares? This is for fun, anyways. And whatever cover they're going to do a good job. And it's no longer good Charlotte Sum 41 or Avril Lavigne. And those are the only three I really didn't want them to do because those three songs were bad. So
I think we would have to have a little bit of faith for them to make it good anyway. I mean, they covered Nickelback and made it awesome.
Yeah, so that's true.
But Dylan came out and Kyle agreed that Photograph is not as bad of a song as we give it credit for. So
it's pretty bad.
It's not great. I was just Jack's. I'm happy Jack's made it here, but I think this would no matter if it was Thrice or the Get Up Kids, they were probably going or they would beat Finch. So which I think Crispy, you said you voted for Finch over Thrice because you wanted Jax to advance. I think is what you said.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really care. But I like Finch. They're okay, but
yeah. But
no. I actually did like that Finch song.
Yeah, it was good.
It's good. They're fine.
They're fine. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like that was most people's attitude towards Finch was like, they're fine.
I was shocked they made it.
Liked them in 2003.
I was shocked they made it as far as they did. I'm shocked that they beat Rilo Kiley.
I was surprised they beat Hello Goodbye.
Yeah, that too.
That was
one of the bigger upsets to me.
Yeah, I think Hello Goodbye still would have got crushed by Thrice. Thrice was the only band that would have beat Thrice was AFI, and somebody says that they chose the wrong AFI song.
Oh, is that where I'm supposed to chime in?
Yeah, you can chime in if you want. Just talking. This region.
I don't care anymore. We're past that.
So
we're like
far
way
removed
past it.
now.
Yeah, this region as a whole was just a big bunch of surprise. I think this is probably the most surprising region. Everybody else kind of moved to the way you thought it would. It was the only one that didn't have a number 1 or number 2 seed in the finals. I think the rest actually had their number 1 or number 2 seeds in the finals. So it was fun. This was probably my most favorite region when it came to like just watching the results and watching people talk and freak out and that kind of stuff. Because
I love watching people freak out.
That's great. It's because I freak out and I see people freak out worse than I am, and I'm like, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's jump to the next region.
Okay, Midwest. Let me go to my next set of puns. So first matchup was probably the biggest matchup of the Sweet 16. Fall Out Boy versus Motion City Soundtrack. And apparently this was really close, which makes me sad because if 5 people would have voted differently, we wouldn't have time turned gone as Fall Out Boy moved on. Yeah. This matchup, I was really hoping Motion could have taken it, and I feel like this is one where name recognition more so than song carried them through. I don't think people probably even listened to the 2 songs back to back because
excuse me, I did.
And you made the wrong choice.
That Fall Out Boy song is great.
Yeah,
I don't like
Strong
Motion
disagree.
City Soundtrack.
I keep saying that, like, yeah, that so they picked a strong Fall Out.
Oh, it's a good song.
I cannot get into Motion City Soundtrack, and people are like obsessed with them, and I'm like, I do not get it.
I
would
will
have much
say,
rather had Motion City Soundtrack.
Yeah.
I will say, like, they're one of those bands that I kind of judge people's music taste on, and I hate to be that way, but and I'm not saying like everybody's got
I
that
didn't
band.
dislike it as much as I disliked Hello Goodbye. I guess that's how I'll phrase it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't listen to Hello Goodbye and Motion City Soundtrack. I listened through like once of the first song, and then like the losers bracket I listened to once, and I was like, this is just not for me.
Motion, and with Motion though, it's with bands I choose, like Treos is another one where if you don't like Treos, I'm like, I don't know if I can listen to you things you dislike. So you don't like something, I'm gonna have to listen to it. But if you like something, I'm still willing to give it a chance because that means there's something good about it. I just won't listen to you when you're like that. You don't listen to that. I'm like, cool, and then I put it in my queue because you said don't listen to it. So I'm more of that, taking away your ability to say no, that's bad, less than say something is good, because something I love is you say is bad.
Well, like,
as
I'm
we've
pretty
said
careful
before,
about never saying something's bad.
Yeah, I figured
like,
Lindsay would jump in on this.
Right, like people like different things. That's fine and good. This is why we get to have like yelling at each other brackets in good fun. But like, if something was well enough known that we still know their names 15 years on, they're not bad. They just might not be for everybody.
Puddle of Mud. We know Puddle of Mud still today, and Puddle of Mud is bad. There's.
I don't know who that is.
I disagree, actually, but anyway.
Oh my God, that is a take.
I grew up on butt rock, and I will stand it still.
Oh wow,
that's what it's called. But yeah, no, the Fall Out Boy song's still good. I
like that Fall. I like that song.
I just don't like Fall Out Boy as people.
I don't like Fall Out Boy at all. Yeah, I can't get behind it. I mean, the song is what it is. It's fine. I don't
really
like
well
it,
done.
It's just because I don't like Fall Out Boy that I don't like the song. So
yeah,
I don't have any like broader like societal like knowledge at all of Fall Out Boy.
Yeah,
like, they were the only one in the whole.
Were they the sugar like, you're going down swinging song?
I actually was Taking Back Sunday for me. We'll get to them later.
Is Fall Out Boy the sugar song?
Yeah.
That's like the only song
that song I don't like. I do not like that song.
I don't like that one either.
I don't like most of their. I like Dance Dance and I like This Ain't a Seed. It's a Goddamn Arms Race, but most of their hits are not my favorite Fall Out Boy songs.
Yeah, I mean, I've never like listened to a Fall Out Boy album.
But yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, and I will say, I feel like Motion was underseeded. I feel like they should have been the number 2 seed. I feel like that was kind of the way we were going, and then I guess probably they got a little bit nostalgia towards Alkaline Trio. We were really, really good, but for this crowd, Alkaline Trio doesn't quite carry the same name as Motion City Soundtrack.
I disagree with that. I think
I disagree with that too.
A significant contingent of Alkaline Trio fans that are Spanish fans.
I'm meant for this specific style of tournament. If that makes sense. for the emo night tournament. You're more likely to hear Fall or Motion City soundtrack and you hear Alkaline Trio at an emo night type event.
Still disagree.
Emo night, I don't know. I was going on good songs.
That's another conversation. Those two didn't play though. The next round was Alkaline Trio versus the Get Up Kids, more like the Get Out Kids. Alkaline Trio advances.
Hurt. Oh.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, I'm specifically calling out Mall Cop Matt Hopkins here, who said the Get Up Kids were boring.
I mean,
that's craziness. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's a bad take. That's a terrible
take. I don't know.
Bad take.
Much like Motion City soundtrack, I feel like they are pretty love them or hate them.
Yeah, I can understand
why people don't like them.
Somebody said they don't like the voice, and I'm like, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's a legitimate criticism. If you don't
right,
like voice,
it is very
you're
distinct.
You're not gonna like them. Yeah.
Yeah. I love his voice though. I think they're a great band.
Right. Yeah, I like them.
This was a great song.
It was a great song.
I actually like this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The most upset I am about song losing.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I was actually really hoping that it would go a little bit further.
I did vote.
I mean, it probably wouldn't have won, but maybe sneak out. I don't know.
I did vote for
this was the one I was most excited to hear it cover. So.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a great song, and I think they would have done a great job with the cover. Like I've told people, like this is a top 3 Get Up Kids song for me.
I think we can hold out hope that he might cover a Get Up Kids song.
I think we're gonna get a motion cover regardless of what happens, and I think we're gonna get a Get Up Kid because Dylan is basically gone all in on Motion City soundtrack for that kind of stuff, and Get Up Kids I think is the same way where he's just I think Travis, if they don't do a Get Up Kids song, Travis will annoy him until they eventually do one. Because Snake was huge. Well, yeah, but Jess also wants a bunch of covers, whereas Travis has very specific bands he wants them to cover. So I feel like we're gonna get Up Kids song. I feel like we might get 2 covers out of this. I think we'll probably get a cover like on the live streams out of each region, and I feel like we'll get 2 out of this one. So and like,
I think he's that strategic about the covers, or it's just like I need to fill more time.
I think more so they're just because the bands are going to be in the back of his mind, and he's just like, I have time to fill. Let me choose one of these bands from the bracket type thing, less than be strategic.
I wouldn't think that he would say I have time to fill. Like I don't think that's something I've ever heard come out of this.
He does say though he does have trouble filling up the song list at times for the monthly streaming. So just because they've done so many of them. I love a Get Up Kids cover. Going on to Fall Out Boy versus Alkaline Trio. Did Matt Skiba lose? Hell yes.
No.
Fall Out Boy moves on. No. Sorry, that was right there. But no.
Oh.
The worst song won. Subjectively, not objectively.
This was the biggest heartbreak for me, obviously. Like I knew it was going to happen. I had this matchup in my submitted bracket or whatever, and I had Alkaline Trio losing to Fall Out Boy, but I kind of held out hope. Like I thought that they might pull it out. I don't know how close it was or anything like that.
It wasn't close at all.
Yeah.
None of these matchups were close because remember I didn't get to vote and my vote wouldn't have mattered. So.
Yeah, it just sucks. It sucks a lot because I really don't like Fall Out Boy and I really like Alkaline Trio. So. That's life.
Yeah. No, so the Alkaline Trio song was very strong, very good. I liked it more the more I listened to it. I do agree with
It's a classic. Like it's a quintessential Alkaline Trio song. Like it's very much right in their wheelhouse. And yeah.
So it's and the Fall Out Boy song's good. I think the cover will be really well done if they get to do it, but it just was a shame because this band is incredible and like the song's awesome. And it's just, again, this is another one where Fall Out Boy pulled it, I think, more upon name than on song. So, but Fall Out Boy made it to the final 5. We'll get the final 5. We're in the Midwest, as it was kind of predicted. They were the number 1 seed. They were probably this number 2 overall seed in the entire tournament. We'll move on to the East Coast. Where's my plans? And this one was pretty my least favorite one, because the ones I wanted to win didn't win. And and it was just kind of, outside of that, it was kind of, well, there's one band that kept winning and I wanted to win, but yeah. So first of all, we have Dashboard Confessional versus Sum 41. Sum 41 went definitely in too deep in this tournament and lost to Dashboard Confessional. I don't think there's much of a way. The Dashboard song was fine. Dashboard's a good band. There's better songs to choose. We've been over it. And Sum 41, that song's awful, and I'm just glad it's finally out of the damn tournament.
I in fact skipped it. I was like, I don't need to listen to this.
I didn't like either of the songs.
Same. So yeah. And yeah, Dashboard won. Newfound Glory versus Against Me. Newfound Glory brought the violence, and Against Me went home. Newfound Glory won. And I don't have a lot to say. I actually like the Newfound Glory song in this situation better. I like the Against Me song better overall, but in this specific instance of covers and that kind of stuff, I actually like the Newfound Glory song better. But
I mean, I love Newfound Glory, so I'm happy about that. One and never listened to Against Me, but it was cool that Laura Jane Grace tweeted about them this week.
Yeah, shout out Laura for appreciating Spanish love songs. That was pretty cool.
And she's one of the best songwriters out there right now. And best live performance. Against Me is incredible. Probably the most important punk band of the last 20 years, or since the year 2000. Just for their overall influence on the scene as a whole and everything they brought. And that kind of stuff. I mean, you can make the arguments for other bands, but Against Me is definitely in that conversation.
Oh, but they're definitely in the conversation. I agree with that.
Yeah, more so than probably anybody in this actual tournament. So I mean, I'm just trying to think of somebody. No, Thrice has kind of walked away from punk. Alkaline Trio has been off and on at times. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. I meant it's just constantly making music, not even the quality of music, but constantly making music. Maybe AFI would be the other argument, but. Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, this whole region was for me the weakest. I didn't really like many of the songs in this region at all.
Agreed.
Like the ones that are advancing, I haven't liked any of them. Like anything beyond the Sweet 16, I've not liked.
Yep, same.
Yeah, no, it's just and then the finals. I guess we are Newfound Glory versus Dashboard Confessional. I guess we can say Jess's Newfound Glory song choice was vindicated. Newfound Glory.
All right. I mean, I love Newfound Glory and I like that song, so I think it was a good pick. But I also think that Dashboard choice was weak.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it was just not a great Dashboard song. And they have so many good songs from that era. So yeah. But. I was a little surprised to see Dashboard not go just because of name, but the song was weak, and Newfound Glory still has great name recognition despite being awful human beings almost across the board.
Yeah.
I don't think that most of them are awful human beings.
Not most of them, just one of them.
One of them,
two.
For certain,
okay. One of them is still in the band.
Yeah, one of them is still in the band. One of them is still in the band, and if he stays in the band much longer, people might riot. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I love Cyrus. I have literally been in love with that man since I was 17.
Yeah, I listened to Sticks and Stones yesterday or day before, and it's good.
It's fun. It's great. It's about. Yeah. I love the fact that they got big for a minute.
I saw Less Than Jake, Newfound Glory, and Anti-Flag when I was 17, and I was like,
hell yeah.
Yes. I told you I saw them at the on the American Idiot tour with Sugar Cult. That show was ridiculous because all the bands were great. Newfound Glory is probably the worst of the three, but that has nothing to do with Newfound Glory being bad. Sugar Cult just one of the best opening bands of all time. The energy they bring just brings everybody up. Newfound Glory was really good, and then Green Day just knows how to freaking close out shows. They've been one of the better.
You can say fucking. We're not.
I'm trying to be
since actual radio.
Well, they were one of the fucking best live bands, mostly because they're so calculated and everything.
There are 3 people that watch this after we record.
There are 20 people that watch this.
20.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I'm shocked.
Hi everyone. We're way more popular than I thought we were. Although probably each of us has probably watched as one of those views. Probably
I don't, because I have to watch it afterwards anyways to make sure there's no big hiccups.
I have to watch them afterwards.
Oh, I do.
I don't watch it. I don't watch it on YouTube. I watch it here just to make sure there's no hiccups.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, the first one I watched for 5 hours. That was obnoxious. But yeah, just because it was 2 hours long and I had to go back and edit things, it was bad. Not the point. The other ones have been great. Not a lot of editing.
Nice.
So but yeah, this was kind of just get a boring bracket. The number 2 seed won, and New Found Glory was really, really, really good band at the time, and song's fine. And it's probably the best song in the region that was not eliminated in the first round, because there's a lot of good stuff that went out in the first round.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Now to the big one. New York, New Jersey. My Chemical Romance versus Saves the Day. Saves the Day. I will sell off your old clothes because you are now in heaven. My Chemical Romance wins. That song kind of lent itself. It wasn't the best, but it was a hard one. I guess I could have said they didn't save the day. Could have done that. Or I guess their fans didn't save the day. I don't know. That was a tough pun. But yeah, no, obviously My Chemical Romance is gonna win that one. They're one of the three beasts. The other one will get to. Yeah, Ends the Day. That would I go into. Couldn't think of one for, I guess, Taking Back Sunday versus Coheed, and this is off the cuff. When it comes to being eliminated, you could say Coheed was welcomed home. So I couldn't think of anything with In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3, which is both the title of the song and the album. So it was
R.I.P. to the meme pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have said it was a blood red matchup. I could have done that one too. But yeah, no, Taking Back Sunday Coheed was the main pick. I don't think that's why they got this far. I think Coheed made it this far because it was a very good song. They're very popular and all that. But I also
never really listened to this album, but this makes me want to. I have a long drive. Well, 4 days this week, and now I want to listen to Second Stage Turpin Blade just for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah, you should listen to all the first.
Maybe I'll do that.
The first 3 albums just straight through. They're all 3 great, and they're all albums. So
it'll only take you 3 hours
each album.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah. Remember when they did when Good Apollo Burning Star 4 came out? It was after like Napster and iTunes and all this, and nobody was spending money. And Warner Brothers put over $100,000 into the production of Good Apollo Star, and nobody was putting that kind of money into it. I don't think they got their money back because nobody was buying albums at that point. I think it may have sold over 100,000 copies, but you're not making that money back. But I mean, Coheed's a great band, and they're not a singles band because they do have singles, but they're more an album band just because they want to be an album band, not because.
I mean, it's the same as we were talking about that, like the trio song pick. It's like you almost like can't extract a song from it because it like lives in the space of the song before it and the song after it, and it's hard to pull it out on its own.
Yeah.
RIP trios to the first round. Sad times.
I mean, it was expected. I just say that I was hoping that they were going to get blown out, so I wouldn't feel bad that they got eliminated. The fact, again, I think I said this at the time, the fact that it was so close made me very sad. Because if they got blown out, then who the hell cares? Nothing's going to happen.
The other thing, though, that I like about being so close, and it was the same for Kevin Devine, who I love, is like then you hopefully people listen to them, and maybe people that didn't listen to them in 2004 listen to them now, and that makes me happy. So that'll be my like silver lining, sunshine, rainbows comment about that.
But yeah, Taking Back Sunday is one of the giants, one of the three big ones that people circled out. Song's wildly popular. It's questionable whether or not it should even be allowed in the tournament, more so than even Artist in the Ambulance. I'm not saying it is, but they keep bringing it up. Dylan and Jessica keep bringing up whether or not they would count this as an emo song, and they said that this was a question. That is not my opinion. I'm just saying that it's hard to go against when you that kind of song.
I guess I haven't heard anybody say that. So.
Oh, Jessica and Dylan have brought it up at least once on every podcast. And I don't agree with it. I agree with the choice being allowed in here, but I'm just saying when it's that popular enough that they can consider it, and the band is that popular, like Thrice and Taking Back Sunday, that it's going to be hard to beat. That's all I was getting at. Which that brings me into the last round, which is My Chemical Romance versus Taking Back Sunday. I guess playing Taking Back Sunday was a death wish. My Chemical Romance. Taking Back Sunday moves on. This song is this ain't a fashion scene. It's a death wish. So for those And like I've got more than one hot take, which is I'm not surprised that everybody went for the catchy, somewhat generic, misogynistic band over My Chemical Romance.
Ooh. All right.
That whole album has some troubles lyrically. So,
what
tell all your
album
friends.
from this period doesn't?
Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge. There isn't even.
Yeah.
I'm Not Okay is a song about like not even like being in a relationship. It's about having a healthy friendship with a female friend. Or I guess it could have been. I don't know. It could have been another man, but it was not. It was. Weirdly enough, it's one of the least misogynistic.
Or so we think.
Yeah, it just the songs don't come off the way that Taking Back Sunday songs come off. That's again my hot take. But yeah, no. I was shocked to see how big it won. It wasn't even that it won; it was that it won massively.
Yeah, I was.
So,
I think that one was like high 70s.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter that it's my chem then.
It didn't matter that my vote didn't register.
I'm
sorry.
I was gonna say I'm bummed about this.
This was actually one that bummed me out the most because I actually really liked the song.
Really thought that My Chemical Romance would be Taking Back Sunday.
I thought they were going to win the whole
I
thing.
thought that too. Yeah, My Chem was my pick to win the whole thing.
I would say Taking Back Sunday winning is actually an upset in at least my book. I really thought they were going to go far.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, the Taking Back Sunday song.
Bracket?
I'm sorry?
Losers bracket?
Oh, I just want to talk a little more about Taking Back Sunday and My Chemical Romance.
Oh, okay.
Just a little bit. It does show that I think with My Chemical Romance there is a negative connotation to being the face of the scene type thing, where people started to dislike My Chemical Romance. At least when I was getting older, they had that negative connotation for a large portion of people. There was definitely a negative My Chemical Romance opinion because they were the saviors of the broken, the beaten, and the damned type thing. And I feel like that opinion kind of held over. Whereas Taking Back Sunday didn't have that. They just went up against. They were the rivals of a band that's been canceled now. So, and they.
I also think. I mean, like I think My Chem was like putting out albums at the same time, but like they really became like very popular, like at least in my experience, like towards the end of this time frame. Like I was already like kind of out of pop punk.
But Tell Your Friends and Three Cheers came out the same year, I think a year apart. So it wasn't like they were like Tell Your Friends was 1 year and then Three Cheers.
Was that like a big album for them?
Three Cheers? Three Cheers is the one that broke them out. Three Cheers was bigger than Tell Your Friends in some manner.
Yeah, I just think like it just kind of missed me. Like I mean, but sort of reinforcing your point. Like to me, My Chem was like a Hot Topic band. Yeah. Whereas I'm sure Jess had a different experience with that because she like knew them before that.
There was a whole sect of people at my high school that were huge My Chem fans, and like I definitely did not like them in high school because I thought that those were all the weirdos that like that band and stuff. But I listened to Three Cheers recently, and that album's good. Like
I remember
I like it a lot more now than I did then.
Album.
I remember I had an Associated Press with My Chem on it that I bought specifically because My Chem was on the cover because I loved that band in high school and college. And I bought it, and one of my friends walked in and said, the cover said something like, My Chem saved my life. And he goes, My Chem saved your life. More like My Chem makes you want to kill yourself. And I'm like, I turned to him and said, dude, that's one of my favorite bands. You maybe not want to talk about that. He goes, sorry. And then we changed the subject. But it was just like, that's the connotation that a lot of fans in the punk scene had of that band. And he was a huge fan of like a bunch of punk bands. And we had a lot of similar music interests, but that was not one of them. So, but yeah, we can move on to the losers bracket if you want.
Bracket.
So they introduced a losers bracket, which they had mentioned before. I forgot they mentioned it before. In losers bracket, they brought in 3 bands who had been previously eliminated: Motion City Soundtrack, Good Charlotte, and Starting Line. And then they brought in Hit the Lights for some odd reason. They chose 4 songs from each one. When You're Around, Decision. I can't remember the Hit the Lights song.
309.
309. And then what was the Good Charlotte song? It was starts with W.
Waldorf Worldwide.
Waldorf Worldwide.
I'm embarrassed that I know that, and also that I just said it out loud.
This bracket, it was hilarious, the reaction, because everybody was like, I can't believe you bring them back. You can't. Me, I'm sitting here going, another chance for my Chemical, or my Motion City soundtrack, another chance for Motion City soundtrack. And I was also like, and if not Motion, hopefully the Starting Line. Two bands that I feel like are good and would do a good cover. Another chance for one of those two bands, but most specifically Motion City soundtrack. Very excited. And everybody else was like, I can't believe you did that. Why would you do that? This is awful. I'm just like, this is the coolest thing they've ever done.
Okay. When you say everybody else, you mean like two or maybe three people that are very loud.
Correct.
Fair enough. There was more than two or three. There was a bunch.
Very happy. I thought it was great.
I was probably stirring the pot.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was hilarious and amazing, and I'm very excited. And I love that everybody's like, Final Five. Oh, this isn't how sportsy sports are. Rah! And I think it's hilarious.
I did some stirring the pot as well, but after every stirring the pot statement, I'd be like, well, I still am enjoying this. This is great.
This is great. I am very excited, and I was so excited for the Starting Line of another shot.
Same, with a much better song.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that Starting Line song was really, really good. And I would have chosen that over most songs I would have chosen for most bands. So.
But yeah, the losers bracket ended up being Motion City soundtrack versus Starting Line.
Well, it's Motion City soundtrack versus Hit the Lights. I have puns. So
the first round of the
first round was Motion City soundtrack versus Hit the Lights, and obviously Hit the Lights needed a body bag. I didn't like the Hit the Lights song that much. I thought it was kind of and the Motion soundtrack song was really, really good.
I feel like if they chose Body Bag, we might actually
that's probably why it wasn't chosen.
I don't think it. Yeah, I think
probably
it
would have won the whole thing.
Yeah. I think that counts as an emo night song.
We love an ironic pick, don't we, folks?
Yes, and that's Body Bag's fine too. But yeah, the Motion when you're around is a great song. It was definitely one of the ones I considered. I like Makeout Kids better than that one if you're going with the second choice, but. It's still a really good song. And Motion City, again, I love Motion City soundtrack. I'm pro any Motion song. Dylan said he would have maybe chosen A-OK, and that would have been a really great choice. I like all. There's not a bad Motion City soundtrack song in my opinion, and I know I'm in the minority there. But yeah, they're one of those bands that I just love everything they've ever done. So
I like Time Turned Fragile a lot, and that was a perfect song choice, I thought. And then this song was good. I liked it lyrically better than sonically, I guess.
Yeah, this was a downgraded song choice.
I agree. I will agree with that. I just like the song. But yeah, it's definitely not Time to Travel. Yeah. Well, and the one that would have won everything I can't do. But yeah. I really was hoping a My Chemical Romance Motion final, so we could have done it. I said this last time, I'm Not Okay versus Everything All Right. I know that's not the songs, but that could have been like the highlight of how we're going to preview the matchup. But we can't do that. So finding out if we're okay or finding out how everyone's doing. Are they not okay? Or is everything all right? But we can't do that now. It makes me sad as someone that loves terrible puns.
Well, and if like people answered everything's all right, we would be lying. So.
But so is the song. The song's also lying. It's saying everything is all right, and then he just goes over issues he has. I think. I don't know, or whatever mental disability he has. And you can tell like he's just trying to get through the day, and everything is not all right. But that's not the point. We're not here to just dissect that excellent Motion City soundtrack song with an amazing music video. Next one is Starting Line versus Good Charlotte, and this is the anthem to lose another matchup. Whoa. So
Good Charlotte. I mean,
Starting Line
like
advanced.
A fun band in approximately 2001. Most songs to me utterly forgettable. So
or bad.
I mean actively terrible.
They're hard to listen to. Even this song was hard to listen to. I got about 2 seconds in and I'm like, I can't do it.
Like it better than the one that was on the bracket. For the record.
I guess I didn't get that far enough into either song to really have a valid opinion.
They are who they are.
I mean it's bad, but it's nostalgic. I loved it
And they're doing all right. I mean, they're both married to millionaires. They're both, well, I guess one of them's not married. He's dating a millionaire. The other one's married and has children with a millionaire. So they're doing okay.
They're probably millionaires in their own right.
I was gonna say they're probably millionaires themselves.
Yeah, but they don't have Nicole Richie money or Cameron Diaz money. So
true.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So yeah, they don't need this cover. If they found out they lost, they would be like, "Two Spanish love songs." So.
Don't need this cover. Jesus. All right.
But yeah, so and then the next one was Motion City Soundtrack versus The Starting Line. And there wasn't much of a decision on this one. Motion City Soundtrack moves on.
Wah, 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 wah.
I like this song better than the Starting Line song. That's mostly because I like Motion City Soundtrack better than the Starting Line. And I don't think it was close, just mostly on name recognition. I will give this one's probably name recognition. I don't think probably a lot of people listen to both songs. I will say people did listen to both songs, but I don't think a lot of people listen to both songs. But Motion City Soundtrack's one of those names. And Starting Line just doesn't have the same name recognition. So it was just gonna be hard for Starting Line to win anyways. But I'm glad they got another shot and the song was really, really good. And I'm glad that a little more pub for the Starting Line. So
take it away, Crispy.
Yep.
I'm just overall pretty bummed that they lost the second time. I do probably for the same reason that Brian think the Starting Line song was better than the Motion City song. Honestly, had it been like the other way around, had this song been in the main bracket and it's Time Turned Fragile been in the losers bracket, I would probably voted against the Starting Line though. So because it still wasn't surprise. So they tried.
So when I saw the 2-word with the comma in between song title, I was like, did he misspell surprise? What the fuck?
That felt like a little bit of a jab.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a good song. But it's like one of my,
you had another
songs.
Choice and you still didn't pick the best song.
I mentioned this when we were doing our Starting Line live stream for those 3 shows, but I actually did an art piece in high school based off of lyrics from Decisions because like I fucking love that song. So, it's a good song. Like I was not disappointed by that song choice.
I loved watching those streams with you and Jess and Kinja joined us, and that was so much fun.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, fantastic. And like I don't know. I'm very happy that they got brought up, and you'll have more people listen. The thing about this that Lindsay said earlier, I think is the best part about it is you're going to have more people listen to Starting Line because of this. You're going to have more people listening to Treos because of this. You'll have more people listening to Armor for Sleep because of this. Justice for Armor for Sleep.
3 more people that's going to listen to Starting Line. So thank you.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. No. So yeah, you will. So it's nice to see these bands. So yeah, I don't know. It's just I think this has been a very positive tournament for bands that have got lost in time, and that we're gonna I'm gonna listen to Punchline after this. I'm gonna listen to Movie Life after this, just because I didn't give enough chance back in the day. Boys Not Out, I didn't listen to a ton of back in the day. I listened to them more because that band is fucking amazing. So yeah, I'm Starting Line. I've listened to
censoring yourself the other way, like starting to say the non-curse word, being like, oh no, I can curse.
and I never listened to a ton of Starting Line. I listened to the album that has The Best of Me on there. Quite a few times, but I really didn't listen to anything of their other stuff, so I'm looking forward to delving further into it. So yeah, no, for me, this is just having Starting Line there, and all these bands and re-listening to. It's great, and then like bands I haven't listened to in forever. Forecast was a band I haven't listened to forever, and getting back into listen to them again and that kind of stuff. It's been awesome. So
since the Starting Line is officially eliminated, I wanted to bring up. I think did anybody remember the emo game? It was like an internet like flash game.
Yeah, vaguely remember it. Yeah.
And like I think you like the Starting Line got kidnapped or something, and you had to rescue them. It was the premise of the game.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It was either Starting Line or something corporate. I can't remember, but or maybe you were something corporate and you had to rescue the Starting Line.
That's amazing.
It was like a flash game or whatever. You would like go through tunnels and like fight against pop other bands and stuff like that. It was. Anyway, just wanted to shout that out real quick because that was a lot of fun.
So let's just go over the final 5. And I'm going to put a bracket up on this. So on one side, we have Thrice, Fall Out Boy, and Motion City Soundtrack. And on the other side, we have Newfound Glory versus Taking Back Sunday.
Let's start on the triple. I
want to finish on the triple, but I think the other side is the one that's going to be Take Easy. I think Taking Back Sunday is going to walk into that. No offense, New Found Glory. I just don't think anything's going to stop that. I did vote for New Found Glory.
I agree.
I also voted for New Found Glory, but I think Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah, it's just going to easily walk into it. It's probably going to be the cover, honestly. But yeah, so it's just an easy choice or easy decision that's going to happen. And I like the New Found Glory song better, but it doesn't really matter. On the other side,
shaking your head, Eric. What do you think?
Just don't agree with the New Found Glory takes. Okay. I like the Taking Back Sunday song a lot more than the New Found Glory song.
Okay. No,
yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, I see.
I thought that's what we were saying, but
yeah, I mean, I voted for New Found Glory because like I like that song, and I like the Taking Back Sunday song, and I think that Taking Back Sunday is gonna win, so I'm gonna vote for New Found Glory. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Oh, I'm not trying to hate on the Taking Back Sunday song. I just like both songs about the same, and would rather have whoever comes out of the West. And I'll say why in a second, but whoever comes out from the West whether has a better shot against New Found Glory than they do against Taking Back Sunday. So
I see.
Right.
So
yeah. I don't.
I think that triple one is going to be very interesting because I feel like people are talking about voting strategically so that one doesn't advance because one's the consensus pick, but everybody thinks the consensus pick is something different.
Yeah,
so like,
agree.
I feel like people are like, I'm going to vote for Motion City Soundtrack, so Fall Out Boy doesn't win.
I think Fall Out Boy is going to
Thrice because I don't want Motion because I think Motion City Soundtrack is going to win.
I'm going to say Thrice wins, and for one reason only. I think people who vote for Motion City Soundtrack and who vote for Fall Out Boy are kind of in the same group. There's very few people like you and I, Andrew, who like Thrice and like Motion City Soundtrack. Most people are kind of in the Motion City Soundtrack Fall Out Boy, so you're gonna have a lot more split votes between those two. And I feel like Thrice is gonna come and take it, and I'd be fine with that. I voted for Motion City Soundtrack because they're one of my favorite bands, but I feel like Thrice is gonna take it, and that's just my wild
Eric on this one?
I'm holding out hope for Motion City on this, honestly.
Yeah, that's the one I'm rooting for the most.
Yeah,
because I think
it could happen just because of the split, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I've been saying.
I mean, I've been
saying every time that Thrice can't go any further, but who the fuck?
Then they keep going further.
Right.
I voted for Fall Out Boy because I like that song. I don't like Motion City Soundtrack, and I do like the Thrice song, but I was thinking that Fall Out Boy versus Motion City Soundtrack is going to be the race, and so I voted for Fall Out Boy. So I'm very curious about how this is going to turn out. I feel like throwing the three against each other in like a final bout was an awesome idea.
Yeah. I kind of think the Fall Out Boy fans are that like they're in on their pick now. I don't know. I might be reading too much into people who don't participate in the Discord, but like I kind of think the Fall Out Boy is still going to win, just because I think that's.
I kind of.
I'm not going to be super surprised if any. I'll be the least surprised if Fall Out Boy wins, but I kind of, like I said, I'm putting my horses on Thrice because just the way people vote, I'll
be the most surprised if Thrice wins.
I would be most surprised if Motion wins. Just because I feel like if you're going to get a split vote, it's more likely to split between Fall Out Boy and Motion City Soundtrack than it is anybody else in Thrice. And so if anybody of those is going to take advantage of the split vote, it's going to be Thrice.
We'll see. We'll see who's right.
Tomorrow? Do you think we'll know tomorrow? I think they are ending. They're ending the voting tonight, right?
Yeah.
9:00 tonight. So in 3 hours.
All right.
We'll find out tomorrow. Next week, I'm really excited because we're gonna have everybody. Well, we'll probably have like 10 people, but still, we're gonna have like 10 people on.
Nice.
So yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna bring it open to anybody, even the band members and Jess as well. But I don't think we'll probably get anybody except for maybe Jess on here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get 3 or 4 more people coming in because there are some people that have been wanting to scream about this with a group of people for a while. So we'll get a nice group. It'll be fun, and it'll be interesting to see what their opinions were. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they thought was the best moment of the tournament. I'm going to have my best moment at that point. It won't be anything petty, funny enough. But yeah,
I live for petty.
Oh, I have petty moments, but I'm not going to do a petty moment for my best moment. But yeah, no, it'll be fun to watch this whole thing play out. I mean, we've been talking for 50 minutes now. We keep going for a little longer if everyone wants to talk a little bit longer. Maybe, but I feel like, yeah, you look like you're tired, and I got to start getting ready for dinner because it's 6 o'clock out here.
I'm
But yeah,
also
no,
traveling tomorrow, so I got to pack.
yeah, this is this was great again as always.
This is fun.
I'm looking forward to next week, and I'm looking forward to find out who wins that triple threat to go on to lose to Taking Back Sunday in the final.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So
I guess I will vote for Taking Back Sunday if Fall Out Boy wins this round, but
I don't know who I'm going to vote for if Fall Out Boy wins.
we'll see.
I'm going to vote for either Thrice or Emotion, but based upon the bands more so than the actual song. So even though I like the song better either as well, but I just like those two bands better than Taking Back Sunday. But I don't know what I'm going to actually be very, very cautious and figure out which of the two songs I like better as a cover. Not even which song I think is better, which song I think would make a better cover. So, but yeah, it's great seeing y'all. We're stop recording, and everybody have a nice night.